What's up, Solow Sportsters? I'm coming to you today from our shop here in Huntington, New York to tell you about the new Clash 98 V2. Does it stack up well against last year's Clash? How does it play? Let's learn some more about the looks. Coming to you now in this video.
The new Wilson Clash 98 V2 has a head size of 98 square inches, an unstrung weight of 310 grams, which equals 10.8 ounces. The swing weight is 326. The new updated string pattern is a little bit denser at a 16 by 20. The stiffness equates to 55. The balance point is 12.5 inches, which creates an 8 points headlight balance. It's a standard length of 27 inches and the beam width is a flat beam of 24 millimeters. For today's playtest, I'm using Wilson Revolve Spin, which is a pentagonal shaped polyester string in the 17 gauge. I strung it at 57 pounds with a 10% machine pre-stretch. It's kind of a setup I started using years ago, stringing for some of the pros on tour, and it really keeps tension, so I love to use it in a lot of my rackets. I luckily got a bonus 60-degree day during the winter to film this playtest, but the wind was pretty heavy. From the baseline, the Wilson Clash 98 V2 delivers a more control-based option in the Clash Silo, and the cosmetic looks really sharp in the red matte finish with the embossed logo. Overall, maneuverability and racket head speed were excellent. Spin generation was decreased with the newer, denser 1620 pattern, which I felt created a flatter trajectory on my shots compared to the previous model. I could still create heavy spin when desired or flatten out when necessary. Keeping with its roots, the racket kept its ultra plush sweet spot and increased dwell time and ball pocketing, which produced a very easy ride. Off-center hits felt cleaner, tougher shots on the rise or hitting late were easier, heavy torque shots remained stable, and overall, where I made errors with other 98 square inch rackets, I was able to find success with this racket setup. The slice on the Clash 98 V2 is exceptionally smooth. The mid-size head allows you to cut through the air, and the soft flex creates a catapult feel to really knife the ball. At net, this racket personally made the biggest difference in my game, where I was winning more points than ever before in doubles. On the second serve, or my serve and volley, that dreaded half volley became a much simpler shot, allowing me to transition to the net easily. Low volleys at my feet remained clean, stretch volleys were surprisingly stable, and I could even fight off heavy ground strokes at my body more often than before. I would attribute this to the larger sweet spot and the torsional bending of the racket. Normally when outstretched or low on the volley, your contact point is on the outer rim of the frame at best. This technology allows a true and consistent shot even on those outer rim shots, which I frequently get at net. I feel great knowing that this racket creates a reduced environmental footprint with its Agiplast plant-based materials used in the bumper, grommet, and butt cap. However, winning more doubles league matches makes me feel even better. positives of the Clash 98 V2 are its versatility. It has terrific control from the baseline and net. Spin generation is low, but that's typical when you look at these smaller head size rackets. However, power and stability is much higher than comparable rackets in that range. Ultimately, the biggest positive is the comfort on the body. I've struggled with elbow issues, and since using this racket, they've all been eradicated. Negatives of the Wilson Clash 98 V2 are the lack of penetration from ground strokes. The soft flex, although stable and comfortable, take the heaviness off my shots. When I take aggressive chances from the baseline, I'm less rewarded with a winner or a short ball for my opponent. Essentially, the racket weighs 310 grams unstrung, but performs like a much lighter racket with less plow-through. Obviously, adding weight can mitigate this, but I wanted to give a clear review of the retail stock frame. The player which this racket best suits is a baseliner or all-court style who is comfortable at baseline as well as the net, using a continental, eastern, or semi-western grip, seeking control on their shots, and most of all comfort on the wrist, elbow, or shoulder, and having a rating of 4.0 or higher. Overall, the Wilson Clash 98 V2 scored very highly in the playtest. Solid marks in power, control, and maneuverability with a muted spin setup. The patented FORTYFIVE carbon construction and torsional flex make for a very comfortable, elbow-sensitive, generous sweet spot, and remarkably stable feel, whether on ground strokes, the serve, or net play. Rackets have been lacking a big technology improvement from all the manufacturers over the last decade, but Wilson truly raises the bar with the Clash Solow, and it's no wonder why it's quickly becoming the most popular racket. If you haven't hit these rackets yet, we strongly encourage you to see what all the hype is about. Thank you for watching this video, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment in the description below as we answer all of the questions.